Welcome to Polling Shots. I'm Sam, and this is Kirk.
Hey.
He's usually behind the camera, putting everything together. And yeah, just today. He's also a roaster, fixes everything.
A man of many hats,
Yes.
like all of us, right?
Yeah. And we're just talking about third wave coffee. And yeah, I think we can just go from there. What is third wave coffee?
Are you asking me directly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Third wave coffee is a slang term for a movement of coffee shops that originate from the coasts,
Yep.
and their whole idea is to highlight a specialty coffee from around the world
Mm-hmm.
and to bring out the most flavor that you can from each one of these origins. And it also is kind of a almost like a safe space kind of movement to where you make you dumb down the shop aesthetics to like where anyone can kind of be a part of it and
Yeah.
put their imprint on it, but it's very um, inspired by some socialist concepts of like kind of making everything kind of a clear white slate so that
Yeah.
like anyone can feel like they can be a part of the space, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of minimalist, maybe. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
all the way, but that's sort of a attribute of third wave coffee. And first wave coffee. I didn't really hear about third wave. You didn't hear about first and second wave coffee until third wave kind of created the first two waves. First wave is just coffee like 1900s up until like the 70s, 80s. It was just coffee just for the sake of coffee almost. And then second wave was like sort of like Starbucks, sort of, I would say, is kind of the typical second wave. Like you can get a flavored latte, you can get just kind of whatever you want, sort of coffee. Still a coffee shop. And then third wave is like, okay, we can actually take everything a step further. Mid 2000s, maybe, is kind of when that started. So,
I think of second wave as an importation of European and Italian specifically,
mhm.
like coffee culture
Yeah.
into and dispersing it throughout the world, or specifically maybe America. Would you
Yeah.
say that?
I would say they kind of started that. And yeah, like it was just coffee, like in Europe. It's just coffee. And they're like, oh, that's second wave coffee, actually. Yeah. So what did third wave get right? I mean, for me, third wave coffee shops just highlighted things like you can just take this coffee and just throw it in like a Keurig or just like grind it up, throw hot water on it. But third wave was like, actually, if you take your time and like measure things out and use this equipment, you can make it taste way better. You can give credit where credit is due to farmers. Everyone can benefit. It's not just all this big sales pitch of how cheap can I make this and how fast can I get this to everybody. Like there's actually a culture behind this whole thing that is coffee. I feel like that's kind of what I think of when I think of third wave. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah. As far as what third wave got right, it definitely brought an awareness to where coffee was coming from,
Yeah.
um, and the people who are behind it. I think one of the cool things about um, the globalist society that we live in is like that it has put a kind of face to
Hmm.
the name of a lot of the things that we take for granted,
Yeah.
and a lot of the things that we just read about in books are now kind of touch us in a more intimate way. And I think that third wave did a really good job of like humanizing people that don't really get mentioned
Yeah.
in a first world context or whatever, and giving them a sense of dignity of like these people worked really hard to make this product,
Yeah.
and here we are taking it for granted. Like, how can we do our best to not be condescending, but also like give them what they're work is due.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah, really. And then you go on to what did Third Wave get wrong? And I don't think I even mentioned this. The title of this is Third Wave dying? That's kind of what the title of this whole podcast is. Is it, where is it headed? Is it dying, being replaced? So what did Third Wave get wrong? Why are we even talking about this? There's been this typical I don't know what you would say. Like an ego that comes along with third wave coffee shops almost.
yeah,
That it picked up I don't know. It just kind of separated like when it came to what really created third wave is like everyone can kind of be part of this thing, and then it was like actually no, you can't. You can't. It's more ideal for this group of people, and you might feel kind of uncomfortable going in if you're not that person.
right. What it was a lightning rod for a lot of creatives.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are in the arts who love expressing themselves.
Yeah.
People who are pretty unabashed about trying to find community and gain common ground about really niche interests.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, that comes along with a lot of opinionated people who have strong opinions and who aren't shy about sharing them.
Yeah.
And so that can sound very exclusive to people who don't understand that or really are turned off by some of the archetypes that are in that artsy culture.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a bell curve of this cool thing, and then it got really popular, and everyone like it was kind of a hidden secret as third wave coffee shops. And that's kind of another thing is they're usually not in the best locations. Opposite to like a Starbucks, they're going to be like hidden around a corner without even a sign on the front door. Like you just have to find it kind of. So, and then everyone finds it and it's like, oh, this is a really cool thing. And then like, oh, I don't really feel that comfortable here actually. And I don't really associate with the people here. And I'm going way out of my way to go here, probably spending more money than I want to here. And like eventually it's like, why am I still going here? Kind of. I think that's the bell curve of third wave coffee, kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the point of it was to give people variety.
Yeah.
But when that variety turns into a way to compare
Yeah.
yourself to other people, it gets really old really fast. But I think that's more the fault of like social media, of like people feel cool for going to a place, so they post it online. They post a picture of their latte art that they got from the barista online, and they kind of use it as a way to get clout. I think that also kind of happened to a lot of the craft breweries and a lot of the craft burger shops. I don't know, Stomp Clap Hey, all that.
Yeah.
All that stuff just kind of died a few years ago, and people are really falling out of favor with the whole millennial performative aspect of
Yeah.
doing business, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's less a problem with third wave and more of just like a culture shift.
Yeah. Kind of like just the whole, I guess performative or social mediaization of everything and people trying to kind of stand out, and now everyone's trying to do it. So I'm like, why am I? Yeah, I get that. It is more of a culture thing that third wave kind of got the what backlash from, sort of.
But I will say it's not like third wave shops disappeared.
No,
They're still as popular as ever.
Yeah.
Like you see, they're packing things out, whereas back in the day, like you found a third wave shop and it's like, what is this special?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, and it's not. I think it's more just the direction of coffee. So we can kind of, I guess, there are some market things I wrote down here. So the two biggest growing coffee chains in the country right now are Seven Brew and Dutch Brothers. Seven Brew has doubled their sales year over year. They've gone from 26 stores to 600 in 4 years. And they are as far from third wave as you can really get. They're drive-through only. They're kind of loud, like baristas, or the employees are just kind of, it's a totally different environment. They have like an iPad and they walk up to your car and there's loud music and everything has sugar in it. Like their main drink is a breve with like extra vanilla and caramel in it. Like it's not third wave. So, and they're having the most success. Dutch Brothers also, and like half of their drinks are like energy drinks, things with a ton of syrup, things that aren't even coffee. So these people, that's who's growing in the coffee industry right now. Well, these other names, these are names I know. I don't know if you know, like Ritual Cafe. They're out of San Francisco area, Bay Area. They've closed several locations. Barista Parlor in Nashville closed 3 other locations. Barista Parlor is probably the most like, if just that's third wave coffee is Barista Parlor is like, I know someone that went there once and it was like it was really cool, but now you'd go there and you'd be like, why? Like everyone's kind of, all the employees are kind of like a little snobby, kind of, I guess. Like he said, like he was just trying, like they have music playing on a record player and he went to change it and the employee's like, no, you can't touch that. But there's like this record player playing some, I don't know. It was like,
A really obnoxious record.
yeah, and it's just, like you kind of felt like in a museum, like you can see all this stuff, but you can't touch anything. You kind of just have to sit there and observe it almost.
Right.
But I mean, the coffee's great. Like you probably get the best coffee, like the best latte art, the most consistent. Like that's when I said the bell curve earlier. That's kind of who had the highest like climb off of third wave is Barista Parlor in Nashville. And then they closed multiple locations and they're struggling now. So then Compass Coffee, I don't really. That's another one. I don't know too much about them, but they filed bankruptcy, and the founder of Compass Coffee acknowledged they misjudged what customers actually wanted, and they were a third wave coffee shop. So
You can finish that thought, but I have something that I realized as you were just talking
no,
about
you're
all
good.
this.
That's kind of my
I think that the biggest difference that I see through the new wave of shops coming up, like drive-through locations like Seven Brew or Dutch Brothers or these energy drink huts,
yeah,
that they're all very consumer focused.
yeah,
Whereas the previous wave of caffeine drink producers were
Yeah.
all producer focused.
yeah,
And whereas like there's a low bar to entry for these new shops
yeah,
coming up. There seems to be that seems to be the distinct shift in the approach in business for these companies
yeah,
from producer focused stuff to consumer focus.
mm-hmm.
You said it here is that the guy who ran Compass Coffee misjudged what the customers wanted.
yeah,
Like, yeah, maybe that's true, but I think that maybe there's just this trend of like people don't want to spend time because it is an investment to start being a regular at a local shop.
yeah,
You don't want to have to like talk to people. You don't want to have to like do try to take risks. You don't want to have to like stretch yourself personally so you can enjoy yourself, right?
Yeah.
This sounds like work, and you don't want to work. You want to enjoy yourself.
yeah,
So, yeah, why not get the sugary drink from the Seven Brew latte, Seven Brew drive-through?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
yeah. I never even thought of it that way, but yeah, it is an actual investment of your time and energy. Like, if you see it as an investment in yourself, like you're getting this $5 latte every morning, but it starts your day off and you just feel a lot better on those days than you don't. And like that's investment in yourself. But if you have to deal with these like baristas that are telling you that you're wrong in what you enjoy,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
what are you actually like? You don't want to, that's not going to last very long.
No one likes being told they're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like they're doing it wrong. Or,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I've never thought of it that way either, where it's, you said it was producer focused and now it's consumer focused. But that goes, I mean, trends change now more than ever. So, like you see Seven Brew and Dutch Brothers, they're kind of playing with fire a little bit when they're growing that quick. Like they're maximizing their leverage. Like they don't have any, like they're kind of just striking while it's hot. Like let's just expand as quickly as possible. But then you have to grow that quick, and then a trend changes, and you have to change that quick. And when you have 1,000 stores, you can't. So like, do they get left? I don't know. Is that going to be another bell curve of, hey, they rode this wave out all the way to the top, and now whatever the trend is in 3 years, like what if that's not a drive-through concept? So like, what it is kind of interesting where like they're riding this trend, but what happens when that trend changes and they can't change with it? So it is interesting.
I mean, look at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, they're not doing so hot.
Yeah.
They're doing their best to adapt to the current market, just like everybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
But so like, I guess my answer to that would be, of course, the payday is gonna end, the gravy train is gonna stop.
Yeah.
But as these companies are exploiting a gap in the market, I think people are gonna wake up and say, "Hey, I like people catering to my insecurities and stuff like that, but also, you know what? I'm kind of getting sick of this.
Yeah.
Sugary drinks all the time, like, I don't know, it has to get old."
Sugar and caffeine, and then like there's the hyper in Des Moines. I've talked to multiple people where they're like, I realized it was just a Rockstar I can buy at a gas station with Torani syrup I can also buy at Target, and I'm paying $5 for that. And like, how long does that ride out? Where like you are hitting this trend, but at the end of the day, people are like, what am I actually like paying for? And like eventually people are like, okay, I just want to go sit down with a friend at 4 p.m. with a coffee and just hang out. Like that's what I want to do.
Right,
And you can't do that when you have 1,000 drive-through locations.
right.
So like what happens then? Like I don't know. But
I
yeah.
think at the end of the day, it's all about the customer.
Yeah.
Are you meeting their needs?
Yeah, but then
Like that, right? I don't know. That's basic business math, but like I know, like,
well, it went this total opposite direction where third wave was telling people what to enjoy. And now it's, I will give you everything you want. But like, what happens when that changes back? Where like the next thing is, what if it just keeps, I don't know, every 10 years it goes back and forth, every whatever. I don't know. It seems like it changed pretty quick from third wave is this producer focused high, like, I don't know. I don't want to say quality. It's higher quality, but in the perception of quality, where a lot of people don't want quality. They just want caffeine and sugar, which isn't quality, but that's what they want and that's what they'll pay for.
okay, here's my hot take.
Okay.
The companies that prioritize service are going to win no matter what.
Yeah.
Because there's third wave shops still around, still thriving,
Yeah.
still making bank. And the reason why is they treat their customers well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if your company model allows for good customer service, I think you're going to do okay.
Yeah.
Why did people stop going to McDonald's? It's because the value wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one of the points of like that are really important to customers, and the best way to serve your customers is make it a good value proposition.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I think it kind of goes back to like, uh, this is, this is basic stuff. Like
Yeah.
customer service, put a smile on, like,
Yeah.
uh, don't, don't be rude to customers. Make sure that like you, you put your game face on, you know? Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's what got me into coffee.
Hmm.
People treating me with dignity and respect and giving me a good product.
Yeah.
And it inspired me
It's-
to keep going.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why I joined Friedrichs. So
Yeah. That is interesting. I mean, it does just go back to that. And yeah, I mean, that is one of the biggest things with Seven Brew is in Dutch Brothers, they started it, but I think Seven Brew, that's like their thing is just people that are friendly and like you go there, you have friendly service and it's fast and that's kind of what people want. So yeah, and like you said, there's third wave coffee shops still around opening. Like I know of multiple third wave coffee shops. I would say third wave. I think the ones opening now just a little bit to the next degree, but like third wave coffee shops opening now are a little bit more of like craft, I guess, where it's not just here's a cappuccino with latte art, but it's like house made ingredients, and that's kind of who's getting the traction of the whatever people say fourth wave. Uh, just the third wave coffee shops opening now are like house made syrups, sit down, still probably not a drive through, and probably still like to go. There's not a whole lot of like ceramic sit down, I feel like right now. So I don't know if they would call themselves third wave, probably not. But yeah, like I've been to one recently. They opened in Florida, and they had like a 20-ounce option that had 4 shots in it, which would
wow.
not be a third wave. Like their large was a 20-ounce drink with 4 shots in it, which is not in that thing you'd see in a third wave shop. But they also had like house made syrups and all these like seasonal special drinks. And I think they still did latte art, but not a lot of people get, like I said, people don't get sit down stuff nearly as much as they used to right now. But that's like the third wave coffee shop of this year, 2026. So it's
Yeah.
just interesting how it kind of,
It kind of sounds like what Friedrichs is has been for a while.
sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we've kind of been, I guess we didn't even mention that yet. What are we? We're in between second and third wave. I think we're a little past second wave. Like
Yeah.
we're a roaster, we import. We probably don't do the storytelling of a third wave shop. Um, you might like some of our employees are capable of doing latte art, but it's not like anything we require or even talk about. But the friendliness and the hospitality is probably some what you'd probably see in a third wave coffee shop at our shops. And yeah, I mean, we don't do like house made stuff. If we do, it's like pretty infrequent. But
Yeah.
yeah,
We can
yeah, we
if we
can.
want to.
Yeah. So
One thing that I think is an important distinction when classifying coffee shops is I don't like saying third wave.
yeah,
Because it's kind of a political term. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it has become, I would say,
I like saying specialty coffee shop
yeah,
because it puts the emphasis on how you treat the coffee
yeah,
and how you like to serve it to the customer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. Third wave has become like I don't know, kind of like that old, I don't know, whatever you say, the old person like complaining about like the kids these days. Like that's kind of what the third wave is now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like like back in my day, third wave was the thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel when I say third wave. So that's I like that you said that. It's more like the specialty coffee now.
Yeah. And
Specialty coffee shop.
that's an enduring thing that it like started in the early 90s.
Yeah.
That I mean, we were a specialty coffee shop when we opened,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We were using specialty coffee or Like,
Yeah.
wasn't there like a certain grade that we?
There's an actual grade, and yeah, we've always had that grade of specialty coffee, which is 80 points on a Q grader. It's a whole thing, but yes,
But like, as far as like who we are, we're never gonna like ditch coffee
no,
for energy drinks.
no. And I think my thing with
Like,
that is I've talked about it a little bit before, but I think coffee shops should have things like that just because the marketing behind these big companies, they are pushing these energy drinks. You should just have it because people go to coffee shops now to get energy drinks. Whether you like it or not, or whether you have it or not, people go to coffee shops and will ask for these, yeah, like lemonades, refreshers, energy drinks, stuff along those lines. Um, so you're just kind of leaving money on the table if you don't have that. Even if you don't have to push it, you don't have to be like change your whole core beliefs and values, but just having it is, yeah.
but it's important to have those core beliefs and values.
No, yeah. I'm
And
not, yeah.
like that's part of who we are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. When it's like a fraction of our menu and it's a fraction of our sales, but also we know people want it. They go to coffee shops, so we'll just have it and offer it. So, yeah. Well, I guess
Are we positioned correctly for the future, do you think?
I would say so. I would say, if anything, we are right now transitioning. We're just simplifying stuff, really. Still, I feel like we've been doing that for years, but just we grew out too much. I feel like when I say energy drinks, like that's something we offer, but it's not this massive thing where we offer 100 flavors. And we kind of did that for 20 years where we kind of choose a new thing to add without killing off the old thing. So now we're just kind of trying to simplify everything. I mean, I don't know. I think we are. I think we're positioned well. If anything, we can do small pivots. Like, if we do a house-made syrup or two, I feel like that would be a good pivot. And if we did more like community events that make us stand out, and opposed to this being another coffee shop, that's a good pivot. But like little things like that, that's just on top. Because I don't think we're going too far anyway right now. Where like I said, with like a 7 Brew, they are very hard pushing on this new trend of drive-through, like high energy, offer everything to everybody thing. But what if that changes? They got to make a massive pivot to every location they have all across the country, where we're just like kind of playing the middle. I don't think we're just a specialty coffee shop. We have really good espresso and drip coffee. Like, we kind of make new trends, new seasonal specials here and there, kind of stay relevant, but we're not trying to be anybody we're not. And I think that's a good place for us right now.
Yeah. Your friendly neighborhood
Yeah,
coffee shop.
pretty much. And yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of answered this last question with the future of third wave coffee, specialty coffee.
I do want to make a prediction though.
Yeah. What do you think 5 years with 2031?
The drive-through concept is cool,
Yeah.
but what happens when gas is $5 a gallon
Yeah.
and you want to make less trips and stuff like that? Maybe the drive-through will be cool, but like I could see people wanting to use their gas money to go to destinations.
Yeah, I think there's been more and more of just the whole walkability, I think, of just America, where people are like, I hate that we've built this country on cars.
Yeah.
And like that's where the growth is. There's like people are moving to the big cities where they don't need a car, or all they need, like there's some trend. I don't even want to say pretend I know what it is, but Gen Z has like less driver's license per person than any other generation. Like they just don't want to have a car. They just want to get an Uber when they need to go somewhere. But so things like that are also becoming more important. And you can't, like, the drive-through concept is built on cars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think having I don't know.
Remember the Froyo boom
Yeah,
back
do.
in like 2010?
2010, 2012.
I hope it's
Yeah.
not going to be like that because that would stink if there's a whole bunch of drive-throughs everywhere that are just vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they are built for coffee shops for sure. Kind of like car washes too. Like
Yeah.
that is you can't do anything else with a car wash. You
Yeah.
can't do anything else with a coffee shop in the middle of a grocery store parking lot. Nothing else can really go there. Unless they're all empty and someone figures it out. But
Well, maybe if you added a dining room addition to it, I guess that's possible. But
yeah.
you know.
But yeah, I do think it feels like there's some sort of peak that's going to happen, and then people are going to change to the next thing, which is likely not more drive-throughs, I would guess. I can't imagine. Who knows? But yeah, my prediction in 5 years, there's less drive-through necessity than there is currently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. Nice. Well, thank you. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.